Hey, hi, this is the Internet of Things show. This is Olivier here, and today we'll talk about iOS support for Azure IoT. And today, for that, we have Yi with us. Hey, Yi.
Hi there.
Thanks for coming on the IoT show.
Thank you for having me.
It was a long time I wanted to have you on the show to talk about developer stuff.
Absolutely.
So what do you do in the team?
Yeah, so I am the PM for Azure IoT SDK. So those are the SDKs you use to connect to Azure IoT Hub as well as the device provisioning service.
Cool. So what's new with these SDKs?
Well, people have been asking us about native iOS support for a while. If you go into our user voice, it's actually one of the highest voted feature that we want to have, and we finally have it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, so when it comes to IoT, it's kind of interesting. That's a phone. That's not an Internet of Things device per se, right?
Yes.
Even though like some people might consider phones as part of the IoT story. What are the key scenarios that you think these iOS SDK will be useful for?
Absolutely. So first off, it's really good for demos, because if I want to show people the pre-configured solution, I can just connect my phone to IoT Hub really fast, and instead of looking for Arduino or Raspberry Pi. So that's a really good one. But in terms of industrial use, we also see more and more customers coming to us asking for it. And there are three major use cases. First one is people want to use their phone or iPads as a dashboard. So you receive notification when something breaks down or something goes well. You know, you kind of use it as the dashboard for all of your IoT feeds. So that's a really good one. And another one is actually using it as a controller. So imagine carrying out your phone instead of those industrial controller to control the devices, send firmware update requests, update the twin on the device. So using it as a controller is another use case. And the last one that I found really interesting is actually using it as a gateway for the factory floor. We heard this from the customer who we did internal private preview with, and that told us that's what they want to use. The operators carrying it around.
That kind of makes sense because actually you have one device that can connect many other ones that are on Bluetooth or any other field buses.
Yes, and these devices are really powerful, and that's why they make a really good gateway.
Cool. So now we have, and that's recent, we have this iOS SDK. How do we come to create that?
So this is actually a port of our C SDK. So our C SDK is highly portable. It works on many different platforms. Now iOS will be one of them. It will be one that we test with every release. It will be at the gate. So don't worry about anything like quality or regression. You know, they will be tested with every release now. And the thing is that it would support that works on iOS platform now. And we also did additional work to make sure that iOS developers can use it. Things like integrating it into CocoaPod and making sure the work experience is there. It's good.
Awesome.
Cool.
And because this is everything on GitHub, you're going to show us the GitHub repo and how things are working, right?
Yes. So right now we have the port integrated into our C SDK. When you go to the iOS sample page, you see some instructions on how to use it. First off is the CocoaPod. So we release 4 CocoaPods for the iOS. This is just on the device SDK side. That means when you only use MQTT, you don't have to pull in the AMQP library. You don't have to worry about size as much. And then there's the IoT Hub client, which does the work for you. And we also provided a lot of samples on how to use Swift, integrating the CocoaPods and just connecting to IoT Hub using the language you're familiar with.
So it's a choice of Objective-C or Swift, right? As a developer?
You can use any. And then if you're writing in Swift, you would just say add object function and then add the code in there. That code that you add will look just like the C sample. So actually the instructions here tells you that you can go into our regular samples written in C and just add it to your sample and it just works.
Because showing is always better than talking about things. Can you show us how that works?
Absolutely. So I actually learned a little bit of Swift over the weekend. I wrote a sample on how to do this. This is the sample I modified. So over here, you define your protocol, MQTT. You create an IoT client handle, which if you're using our C SDK, this will all look very, very familiar. And then you can create, adding your connection string in there, and then creating the handle. And then down here is where you send your message. So in here, you will call an Objective-C function. You will create a handle, and then you will send the message using the send event async API. And that's it.
And that's for telemetry, right?
That is for telemetry, and we actually have the samples on how to do methods and twins as well. But the idea is that you can use any samples that already exist in the C SDK and just pull it in like that.
And because it's a port of the C SDK from day one, that iOS SDK actually supports all the features and functionality at the same level.
Exactly. That means all the SDK-specific features like retry policy, reliability features that we added, all the things around twin methods and all of those good stuff that you know of.
I'm glad because instead of having like kind of a side thing, it's
Yes.
actually the actual real SDK.
Exactly,
for
and
iOS.
it's on par with the features that's in the
Yeah.
SDK. Yep.
So that code is running on your phone here?
That is actually, this is the hardest part, is actually get it on my phone.
Okay.
But I have an app building on my phone right now. So this is a really simple app. When you click start, it will start sending telemetry to the IoT hub I created for this.
Okay.
And then, so let's press start, and then it's actually sending my accelerometer. You can see in a
Oh,
minute
you're actually
here.
sending a real sensor data.
Exactly. And
the device.
well, I mean, just by looking at this, I might just be showing you. I might not be sending it to IoT Hub, right? But now you can see that my receipts have been confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, I'm gonna go to our IoT Explorer to show you that it is actually running.
Okay.
And we are receiving it on IoT Hub. So let me connect to my own, and then I'm monitoring it now. And as you can see, I see my accelerometer data
Nice.
from my phone to IoT Hub.
Awesome. This
Yeah.
is great. Like pretty straightforward. We have
Yep.
the full experience, all the features now available on iOS, phone and tablet, right?
Yes,
Any iOS
all
device.
iOS devices.
So you can actually go ahead and start building your
Yep.
demos, but also real scenarios as we just learned.
Exactly. Yep.
Thanks, Yi.
Yeah, you're welcome.